A little way out past Jericho in West Oxford lies Port Meadow, an ancient area of common land where visitors can sit beside the Thames or look back onto the city skyline. Well, not anymore, according to the Campaign to Protect Port Meadow from Oxford University. They claim the classic panorama of the city is being threatened and have been protesting since the autumn. Recently they have stepped things up, petitioning even Prince Charles on the issue, but this Tuesday they were out in force at the university's governance meeting at the Sheldonian Theatre, known as Congregation. Cherwell discovered a surprising cross-section of participants.
As a representative of the Campaign to Protect Port Meadow from Oxford University, we want to draw to the attention of Congregation that we would like the university to make a democratic decision to reduce the height of the buildings on Roger Dudman Way by at least 2 stories, restoring the view of the dreaming spires from Port Meadow.
So is the protest still valid now that planning permission has been granted?
I think the planners realise they made a mistake, but it's the university that is promoting this scheme, and the university's got to realise that its reputation is on the line.
Amongst the group were several students and dons. Cherwell spoke to a graduate student.
So you're one of the few students here. Do you think there ought to be more student participation in this issue?
Well, there is more on Facebook, online. I've noticed. I think people are busy with their day right now, teaching or classes and that sort of thing. Difficult to get away, but I absolutely think there should be.
I mean, as a graduate student, how important is it that further graduate accommodation is built?
Extremely important. I recognise this is one of the only viable sites for that sort of thing. It doesn't have to be done at the expense of one of the treasures, if not the treasure of Oxford.
So what will Congregation's response be this afternoon?
Well, Congregation won't discuss this, and that's one of the problems, that it's been very difficult to get public discussion of this within the university. And I don't think we should be looking for villains in that. It's just that lots of people have all sorts of vested interests and ways in which they can't talk about that. It's one of the reasons I'm speaking up, because I feel I can. This is not bad people against good people. This is what you might call a tragedy of good intentions.
Yeah. So why has there been so little discussion within the university?
I think once you start down a disastrous road, like a very expensive building, it is really difficult to say anything.
The campaign want a don to raise Port Meadow as an emergency motion this afternoon.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
I'm glad to hear it.
Will you be raising it?
I won't, no.
Okay. Can we ask why?
I have a busy life, and my main concern was to show the face of the university on this side of the barrier, to show that there are people at fairly senior levels in the university who are very, very angry about this and want to see it sorted.
Oxford University is being criticised for the construction of the Castle Mill development, which will serve as graduate accommodation. The university maintain that they have acted in good faith throughout and in line with proper procedures. However, the Campaign to Save Port Meadow from Oxford University claim that the buildings will ruin the view of the Oxford skyline, in particular the top 2 stories, right over there.
The university have declined to confirm or deny whether building works are ongoing. The skyline of Oxford, they say, is constantly evolving, a blend of the old and the new, and this will provide accommodation for hundreds more students. Castle Mill is a former railway site, but opponents of its redevelopment think that its touted positive impact is one tall story, or indeed 2. Central to the life of the city, Oxford University's needs cannot be ignored. But in balancing legacy with heritage, both town and gown continue to face a difficult discussion. This is Infan and Alex Woolley reporting for Cherwell Online.